This night has followed a common pattern. The time is now 5:09 in the morning, 5:09 a.m. on a Monday. I came out at 6:30 and was busy until 1 o'clock, non-stop. Every time I'd pull into a parking lot, I'd get another call, it seemed. Sometimes I would get to watch half a video on YouTube. And then by the time I could watch a video on YouTube, I was so exhausted from driving so hard that every time I'd pull into a parking lot, I'd fall asleep. And so that was the pattern. Typically one trip an hour between 11 or between 1 o'clock and now. But I did well. I've got 360 on. Can't complain about that. $360. And I am tired. So I'm just going to head back into town. I've got just enough time to make a stop at the bank and fuel up and bring the car back in time so that nobody gets bent out of shape about it being late or anything of that kind. Yeah, looks like it might be a nice day. A little bit of cloud that might burn off as the morning goes on. But I will miss it because I'll be indoors. I'll be winding down with a couple of drinks. Breakfast and then with a couple of drinks. And then I'll go to sleep. So this was the first of the 5 nights that I'm working this week. Yeah. Not much else to say. Okay. We're leaving the airport. We've just dropped off up here. The time is 5:01. 5:01 a.m. on a Tuesday morning, and I just counted the money. I've got about 390 on, which is great for 5 o'clock in the morning. I've got enough time to go wash the car on the way back into town and go to the bank to deposit some of that money, because some of it is cash. And then detail the interior, fuel up, and go home, and then walk to the chiropractor to get my back adjusted and my neck adjusted and everything adjusted, and then get my neck stretched. And I've been having a pain in the neck and my right shoulder for a couple of weeks now, and I think it's brought on by stress, where I get so stressed and tensed up that it hurts. I like this time of the morning. Look at that. Beautiful sky. It's kind of encouraging to see daylight at the end of your shift for a change, after having nothing but darkness for months and months and months. This is good. It will last a little while. This is my season. This is my time of year. This is where I wake up again. Yeah, I kind of enjoyed the pace tonight. The pace was a little slower, but still the money was there. The pace was a little slower. I wasn't rushed quite so much. I had a little time to collect my thoughts and take a breath between calls. I even got a chance to watch several videos, which is a good thing, because that's the way I relax in between calls. And it's nice to be relaxed for a little while because, you know, you got enough concentrating to do and enough stress. Apparently today, or in the last shift, that they did a trial to find out, send the call to the nearest car rather than the one that's been waiting longest gets the car sent to it. Because the one that's been waiting longest gets the car sent to it often means that the car's too damn far from where the call is. I don't like to drive long distances empty to go pick up someone. I really don't enjoy that. So I prefer short distance to go pick them up and take them a long way, which is mostly what's been happening tonight. Which I'm completely in favor of. Anyways, we're entering the highway here, and I'm glad this night was a little more relaxing than most of them have been of late. 3 more nights to go this week. It is now 4:53 in the morning on a Wednesday. This is the 3rd morning in a row that I drop off at the airport, which is in itself a good thing. I just counted the money from the night. I did over 300. It was 315 or so, which is good because it was a little bit more of a relaxed night tonight. I was not being rushed too much. I did get rushed a couple of times, but it wasn't constantly, and it wasn't the whole night. It was spread out a little bit, and so it was a more pleasant working experience. I had some decent breaks in between calls. I got to watch some videos. I even went to sleep a few times, and I was not being rushed. Most of the time between calls, I had a chance to relax. Makes a big difference. Makes a big difference. And, you know, I still made decent money. I still got over 300. That's fine. I think the whole thing was spread out a little better. It was more evenly spread, rather than just having a concentration of being busy before midnight, and then after midnight being slow and having very little to do, doing 1 trip an hour. Well, here it was spread out a little more evenly, and it made such a difference. So much more pleasant to work this way. Well, what else is there? Nothing really on the agenda for this morning. It's get back into town, deposit some money in the bank, go to the gas station, fill it up, park it, walk home. Nothing more complicated than that. Then I have to do a few exercises because I have a pinched nerve in my neck. It's causing me to have mild sciatica-like symptoms in my right neck, shoulder, and arm. And I've had these for 2 or 3 weeks now. They're not getting better. I saw the chiropractor yesterday, and he said, well, you're going to have to concentrate on decompressing that neck because you got a pinched nerve. And so now the fun begins. 2 more nights to go this week. I can't wait for that weekend to happen. Well, here we are again at the airport. 4th morning in a row. This one's early though. The time is 3:50. 3:50. Not even 4 o'clock yet. This was a time call about halfway up the peninsula, so it was not that much. $27. So it was not a big airport run, just a little one. And now back into town. And I still have almost 2 hours left to go. I had been watching a long video on YouTube and fell asleep. I fell asleep after working like a demon. A lot of short trips. A lot of trips that were far away. I had to go a long distance to go pick people up because we didn't have any cars anywhere closer to the calls than where I was. Meanwhile, I dropped off somebody downtown at one point and noticed that there were 2 of our cars sitting in front of the Strathcona Hotel doing nothing. And at one point I took somebody out to the Western Communities and passed by the casino, and we had 2 of our cars sitting there at the casino doing nothing while I was rushing around doing calls. Yeah. I swear those guys must turn these things, they must turn them off and just sit there and wait for a fare. So anyway, I'm pretty tired. I got over 300 on now, but that's only because my generous customer paid me some of the money he owed me, or he paid me off completely. He paid me all the money he owed me from before, because he asked me, oh, can you let it go for the, can I worry about this later, or I'm short of cash today, can you just take me anyway and I'll pay you later. Well, this time he paid me off completely, so I would only be at about 240 or so, if not for him paying me off. Anyway, we'll get back on the highway and get into town, and probably got another fare or 2 ahead of me, and then one more night and the week is done. The time is now 5:29 on a Friday morning, and I am tired. The first half of the night was just rush. And the second half of the night was some rushing and some resting. And now, like I say, I have half an hour left to go. If I don't have another fare, I don't care, that's all right. It was ludicrous the first half of the night, where I had to, go great distances empty to go pick people up. And it was one right after another, and non-stop, and just go. It was very, very tiring and exhausting to be concentrating the whole time and going full pin. And then it got slow, and of course when it got slow, I got sleepy. That happened a couple times. So I'm just heading to my spot, and I'll wait the last half hour out and watch some video maybe, and just take it easy, relax. That's it. Cut in front of me, why don't you? I'm only going slow because I don't want the phone to flop over again. It was looking there for a while like you weren't going to see me this week, just because I had an airport every morning. But this morning there was no run to the airport, and even if I got one now, I don't think I'll take it. Well, maybe I would. The guy who starts in the morning is not Mr. Punctual, so he won't be in a rush to have me bring the car back. Well, I'm gonna finish watching a YouTube video. Fuel it, park it. Yeah. Hope yours is better than mine.